So we've been talking about fat today, right? That's the topic that you've been introduced to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you've learned that there are two categories to fat. What are they?
Good fat and bad fat.
Good fat and bad fat. Okay. So, with that, we know that all foods contain some sort of fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how, with all the snacks and all the foods out there that they're trying to sell to us, there are so many out there that, you know, claim to be the healthiest or healthier. They say things like, for example, on this bag, it says no trans fat, and trans fat is like the unhealthiest fat that there is out there. So if you see that there's no trans fat, someone's gonna be like, hey, it has none of the bad fat. I'll, you know, buy it and give it a try, right? And then there are other food packages or food items that say, you know, 25% less fat and everything, right? So how do we determine how much fat is in these food items, right? So let me give you an example. With a slice of pizza, when you go to the pizzeria and order a slice and you take it to go, they put it on a paper plate and put it in a paper bag. If you leave the pizza there, the grease starts to drip from the pizza and onto the plate and the paper bag. Have you ever seen that before?
Mm-hmm.
And you see how it leaves big spots of just like oil on the plate and on the bag? Have you seen that before?
Yes.
Yeah, and so the next time you order a slice, you can really look into that and see just how much grease is in pizza. Do you think it's a lot or little?
A lot.
A lot, yeah. I can definitely tell you that it's a lot. Pizza is one of my favorite foods. But what we're going to do today to help you get a better idea of fat and how much fat is in the foods you eat every day, we have 6 items here. We have ketchup, light mayo, mayo with olive oil, corn muffin, Ritz cracker, and Cheez-It cracker. What we're going to do is, I actually did one here. We're going to take a small sample of each of these and spread it. Like for example, I'll do the mayo. So I'm going to squirt a little bit here. And I'll take a piece of corn muffin. Wow, this thing is really, yeah. And I'll take a piece of Ritz cracker, or the Cheez-It cracker. I'm going to use a stick so that I don't get too messy. Kind of just chop it up and spread it around. Ooh, yeah, try not to make it messy. And just spread it around and crunch it up and crunch it up. And after a while, when you let it settle there, there's it starts showing some fat spots. So with the mayonnaise, just spreading it all over. And like I said, the dark spots that it leaves on the bag, that's the fat, that's the grease that we want to look at. And that tells us how much fat is in that small sample of the food, okay? Mm-hmm. Now with the corn muffin, yeah. Now with the corn muffin, this will be a little easier. Just spreading it around. Good. So once you spread it around, like I said, you leave it there for about half an hour, and then after half an hour we'll see what kind of grease spots it leaves, and you know which will have the most grease on it, which will tell us how much, or which has the most fat. So with that, I want you to make a prediction. Which of these 6 do you think will have the most fat in it? Which do you think will have the most fat?
Maybe the Ritz crackers.
The Ritz crackers, okay. And which will contain the least fat?
The corn muffin.
Corn muffin, okay. Now, can you tell me why you think Ritz cracker will have the most?
The Ritz cracker, it tastes so good for people to eat, and people would probably eat more of it because they really like the taste. So my prediction is that since that the Ritz cracker is so good, maybe it contains the most fat.
So if a food is better tasting, it has the most fat? That's a good theory. Okay, let's see. Better tasting. So the Ritz cracker is the best tasting out of all of these? And why do you think the corn muffin has the least fat?
Corn muffin is good for you, and it is nutritious like other good foods. So my answer is the more nutritious, the less fat.
Okay. So you think corn muffin is the most nutritious out of all of them? Okay, so more nutritious. Less fat. Okay. So, okay, well, with doing this test, we'll see if your predictions came out correct. All right, so let's get to it.